just before we finish, Neville is going to give us a quick conclusion on the evening. Neville?
Just to say, we had hoped for questions and answers, but because of the time, I think we'll just reach a conclusion perhaps afterwards. If you have time, you can talk to some of the speakers. I'd like to thank, I know it's going to happen later on, but Bishop Hugh for his words in the homily today, which will continue to inspire us that Christ is with us, Christ is with our brothers and sisters. And in case somebody said to me, I can't come in today because they were going to find it too depressing, but I want to give you some hope at the end. I think we've caught some of that hope in Christ tonight. I remember being in northern Iraq and visiting one of the centres and meeting a young girl, Naraman. I'd just been in the room next door speaking to an old Yazidi being cared for, who said if it hadn't been for Father Habib, I would not be alive. For the priest here, we would not be alive. She was almost in tears, exhausted, sitting on the floor on the carpet. And then I went past this other room, a breeze-blocked room in an incomplete office block, which kindly been given by a Muslim to the Chaldean church. And this girl, Naraman, aged 23, was there, spoke wonderful English. She was a computer software engineer, educated in Mosul. 6th of August last year, she and her sisters, her two sisters, two brothers and mother, had fled Karakosh. And in this situation, I asked her naively, I said, have you got hope? She said, hope? Of course we have hope. We are Christians. We have hope in Jesus. And I think when you see the priests and hear the priests tonight, you know why they have that hope. Not once on my travels in the Middle East in recent times, nor in my travels over nearly 25 years with Aid to the Church in Need, and John I know finds the same, where the church is persecuted, have we found anyone deserting the faith? You'll read in the report about the situation in China, for example, a figure that came the other day. Well, we know there are probably estimated, 15 million Catholics in China? A figure I came across the other day said, in fact, it's over 100 million Christians in China now. A priest in China once said, it's only through the flow of blood and tears that this new life has come to the church. If you take somewhere like Ukraine, you talked about our work in Eastern Europe for so many years. I've been to Ukraine so many times over the years. In 1990, Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church loyal to Rome, it had 300 priests left, the average age was 70. Now there are 3,000 priests, the average age is 38. Everyone trained with the support of Aid to the Church in Need. The rector of the seminary in Erbil said, before I could say anything, you have been wonderful at Aid to the Church in Need. If you see a young priest in Iraq, he has been trained and supported with the help of Aid to the Church in Need. That's not us, that's you. That's not the organisation, it is you, the friends, as Father Ehrenfried used to write. Dear friends, you are the friends of the suffering church. You are the brothers and sisters in Christ. You are heart to heart with them, linked through a chain of faith, hope and charity. And that rector, Father Fadi, said, sometimes I see fear in the eyes of these young lads, he said. They know at any time that they could get blown up in Baghdad, Kirkuk, or maybe back in Mosul. But last year we had an increase in the number of vocations. We had 11 new vocations. That faith is not one that stops at the cross. It looks beyond the cross to the resurrection. What you are doing is remarkable. Father Ehrenfried described every donation as a miracle of love. This year alone we have paid out 1.15 million in aid to the Middle East. We are supporting every diocese in Nigeria. We, this year, hope to pay out a record amount of aid to the suffering church around the world. Pakistan, Sudan, Central African Republic, DRC and others. I'd like to thank you and ask you to continue in prayer. I'd like to end with the words of Father Verenfried, who said, "We are called to be like Simon of Cyrene, carrying the crosses of those who suffer today. We are called to be like Veronica, drying the tears of the abandoned Jesus. And we are called to stand at the foot of the cross with Our Lady." Thank you. It's been a great privilege and pleasure to launch Persecuted and Forgotten, a report so well put together by John here in Aberdeen. And I'd like to thank Lorraine, Michael, volunteers and staff, the priests and Bishop Hugh for tonight. May God bless you.
I'll just be very quickly just to say a few thank yous. Thank you to you for coming along today and standing in solidarity with persecuted Christians around the world. A special thank you to Father Keith Herrera, the staff of St Mary's Cathedral, for their support in organising tonight's event. And we would also like to thank the 6 PM music group and the reading ministry for providing their time and skill to make the event so special. As well, we would like to thank Bishop Hugh Gilbert for celebrating Mass with us this evening, but also for a piece that Bishop Hugh had done in the paper, the Scottish Catholic Observer, last year, which inspired so many people to awaken their conscience and donate money that has helped the Middle East. And thank you to our wonderful speakers, Victoria, Father Douglas and Father Ziad. The aim of Persecuted and Forgotten is to empower those people willing and able to ensure that persecuted Christians are never forgotten. And I'll leave you with one thought before you go away tonight. What will you do to champion and provide for your people, your fellow Christians in need? Thank you.